Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans, America's largest mortgage lender. I've got great news. Mortgage interest rates have dropped. So if you're thinking about buying a home, right now is the time to lock that low rate, even before you find the home of your dreams. With our exclusive Rate Shield approval, the low rate you lock today is protected for up to 90 days while you shop for your new home. With a Rate Shield approval, if rates go up, your low rate stays locked. But if rates go down, you get that new, even lower rate. Either way, you win. Talk to us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com to take advantage. Here's another great reason to work with us. For a record 9 years in a row, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Again, to lock in today's low mortgage interest rate and get the security of our exclusive Rate Shield approval, call us today at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Rate Shield approval only valid on certain 30-year fixed-rate loans. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. License in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
I just test my Frank's mic.
These friggin' Moulignans.
Okay. Zombie, test that one.
The fuck is going on here?
Okay, easy, Zombie. Don't join with these shenanigans. Okay? You're supposed to be in control. This is your domain. Okay.
Giggity you.
Okay.
Mateo, all right. Test one. You
testing.
Okay.
Testing.
Byron, say something, and Mateo take the mic from him like almost immediately, just in case you have a.
Irish people aren't people.
I guess I'm not really here.
Go ahead, Mateo.
Go talk. Speak.
It rubs the lotion on skin, or else it gets the hose again.
And Mateo does characters now. Okay.
Okay.
Frank, just test that. See, that's going to be Frank's mic, and you guys just do what you guys have to do.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
Okay. Testing. Okay.
All right. I just want to listen.
Go ahead. That's gonna. That's it. We got a burping. Did we catch the burp? Did we catch it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Find out later.
No, we started. This is it. This is how it's going. We did no intros.
Now I have to talk into this thing and I have to like breathe the same air as this freaking.
You got to just talk right into it. Talk right into it.
Yeah, there you go. I have to breathe the same air as this troglodyte.
Okay, let's introduce the troglodyte, whatever the fuck you just called it.
It's a troglodyte.
Right. Joining us today on the Greg and Rob podcast, wearing a jelly donut shirt for some reason. I don't know why. Matteo Pascali's here. Want to say hello?
Hello.
Into the mic.
Hello.
Okay. To his right is someone who wormed his way.
That's his left.
His left? Okay, whatever. Someone who wormed his way onto this podcast somehow. Byron Sadik is here.
What's up, guys? What's up?
It's a big worm. Yes.
You guys had too many guineas here. I had to break it up.
Frank just gave Byron the greatest look.
I've been making fun of guineas the whole time. This is not new, okay?
We're on the air now. Half our listeners are Italian. Okay. Then I have is black. Yes. And the last is Frank Terranova. Yes, thank you for coming out, Frank.
Thank you. This is my idea.
Yes.
It was. Yeah, Mateo, you know what a jelly donut is, right?
No.
You ever hear that? What a jelly donut is? Sexually?
No.
That's when you punch a girl in the nose and then you come in her face.
Wait, wouldn't it make more sense if you just like Kareem Piper, which is on her period?
Into the mic.
Kareem Piper, which is on her period.
Right, don't overthink it. He's an intellectual.
Yeah. Bringing Byron to a pizzeria on Staten Island, the guy's yelling and screaming "Guinea." He's like, "Dude, can I say?" I know he's joking.
We don't have Irish people in Michigan.
Yeah, they don't know.
I never met an Irish person. A whole neighborhood with Irish people.
Because we don't have that in Detroit. It's not like there's really like an Irish like.
We don't have anything in Detroit. The whole city.
Yeah, we do. We have good Arabic food. It's amazing.
They don't have Irish people.
Eminem. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess, but it's culture, but is it different though?
Eminem is Irish.
What? No,
he's Irish.
Marshall Mathers, right? Yeah. That's Irish.
Oh.
I suppose.
He never talks about it.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like they don't
should do a song about it.
Like he probably is Irish, but it's not like he has any Irish.
No, House of Pain. If he did it, people would accuse him.
Right. Yeah.
House of Pain has that market covered.
Yeah.
Irish hip hop.
Yeah, it's true. But it's only them though. It was like
no, it's kind of Mark Wahlberg
into the mic.
Mark Wahlberg and a funky bunch.
That's true.
Yeah.
Position yourself.
No references get past this guy.
Oh no. He's got it all covered.
That's why he shouldn't be sharing the mic because he's so quick-witted.
Yes, exactly.
I'll put a pause on it.
Okay. That's that classic quick wit.
I want to ask Mateo something.
What?
Because we were talking about this earlier. Did you deliberately avoid taking the ferry with me and Byron because you don't want to be social?
No.
Oh.
I didn't know what time. You never texted what time.
I told you 12:15.
Yeah.
Mateo, are you aware that you share the same voice with Dana Friedman? Do you know that comic?
No.
She does you. She does the same accent.
She's obnoxious on Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar.
You have like the same cadence.
I was late to the ferry because I was fucking stuck in a lunch train for like 20 minutes.
As you snort like a bull. Now, you were saying how people don't like Frank Terranova, which is impossible.
What a surprise.
You know, Frank, you have a following here on Staten Island. Everyone like who I talk to, like all the comics out here, like you.
Yeah. I like, I'm like them.
Yeah, exactly.
People who will like you usually like you. Like if you're a little spineless little fucking beta male, then they're gonna like you in Bushwick.
He said that staring into John Zombie's face.
No.
Well, the thing is about Italians, Byron, you're starting to try to learn here. Italians and Jews are very good at gossip.
Okay.
Like, that's right. Like that's like we thrive off that. Irish people, terrible.
Okay. Terrible
at gossip because notice
they're not expressive people.
Exactly. Like when Italians and the Jews like gossip, it's very poetic. Like we know how to do it. We know how to say the right things. We know how to be like, well, from what I hear, like we use phrases like that. Irish people just get right into it. They'll be like, this fucking guy's an asshole. Yeah. That's like their type of like. And Zombie's awful at like gossip. He can't.
You want to hear how stupid these fucking Bushwick comics are? I'll tell you a fucking quick story. When me and my ex first broke up, I was on a mission to get it back. So I said, I'm going to make nice with the alt comics. So I started going to those rooms, and I started doing bone room material. I started talking about my breakup and being very reflective, and they ate it up with a spoon and started booking me on their shows. And then when I saw she wasn't coming back, I'm like, fuck this, and I went I went completely in on the real Frank.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I fucking manipulated you fucking pussy. I got you to like me. I got you to book me. Now you're not booking me anymore because I'm really being who I am, and you can go fuck your mother because I don't give a shit.
Is that when you started doing the shoplifting joke?
No, I've been doing it.
No, I've been doing it since 2014.
Huh?
You've been doing a joke since 2014.
Thank you, Mateo. I got shit.
How do you know that?
He knows everything. This is what he does. He sits around gathering fucking data.
No, I do. I
knows how many phone calls I got.
Everything inside the mic, I record in my brain. It is like on data locked down.
Okay, so now Mateo, name names. Okay, so name some names here.
Of what?
And don't be afraid to name names.
Of people who don't like Frank?
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's hear it.
Claire Parker, Ashley Hamilton, David.
No, she loves me.
Really? She told me weird shit about you when I was at dinner with Claire and her.
What'd she say?
You went to dinner?
Wait. You went to dinner with like.
Let him finish.
female
I'm curious about this.
They said that.
Ashley said?
No, she was like, you have like a weird energy, like antagonizes people and it makes her uncomfortable and shit like that.
Ashley said that?
Yes, and David Spector walked in and said the same shit.
Wow.
All right, I believe Spector and Claire, but I'm very.
I don't know if she believes it or not, though.
Who, Ashley?
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop liking Ashley. I think she's.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's true. I don't know. She just said it, though. It was like months ago, too.
I antagonize people?
No. You antagonize, like, you got very, like, you revved a room up in a really aggressive way. Kind of like,
I bring energy into a room that has no fucking energy because I have charisma and fucking ability to write a fucking joke and all these fucking. I hate these fucking so annoying. It's so funny. This kid James who runs that abortion of a mic.
What mic is that?
About 6 p.m. at the Creek on Friday.
Oh, okay.
Hey, fucking no. I'm not banning you from the mic. No slurs and no attacking the host. I said, you know what? I don't want to do the mic then. I can't go up there with rules.
Right.
I don't. First of all, I write on stage, so I don't know what I'm going to say when I go up there. I don't plan on calling somebody a faggot, but it might come up because you know what? A lot of comics are faggots.
Yeah, and Sam Morrison's there.
Yeah. He's the head faggot in charge.
But to be fair though, don't you like you bring up your notebook and stuff? I've seen you with notes.
How often do I open it?
I don't know. I usually don't pay attention to
it's
yourself.
not 30%.
I bring my notebook up. Thank you. I bring my notebook up there, much like Julio Torres. We're very similar in our comedy styles.
Right.
Mateo said he opened it twice in 2014.
What?
You know what expression I hate? Toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
They just mean masculinity.
Yeah.
God forbid you should be fucking masculine.
Yeah.
I was thinking on a thought experiment. What's the equivalent of toxic femininity?
All of them.
Feminism. Third wave feminism.
Well, Mateo, you're interesting because you're like in the middle of like everything. Like you're not like you're not like a beta male because clearly, I mean,
Let him finish the list.
I want to hear that
finish the
feminine.
list. Yeah. So you named 3 names. You named Claire Parker. You said
Spectre was bad mouth.
No, he said like, he thinks you're
into the mic.
He thinks you're funny. He thinks for a show he'll get really over the line. He's gonna make a bet, like he'd probably punch someone out.
At a show?
Wow.
Yeah, he said that when I was arguing with him, coming from Bushwick. Not Bushwick.
He said I would punch somebody out of a
No,
show.
like you antagonize someone who might punch you.
Nobody's ever fucking got aggressive with me at a show.
Okay, really?
I go into all black rooms and say the N-word multiple times and get applause breaks.
Okay. This is on the R train after Joe Pally show.
Who the hell wants to do a show in Brooklyn with a bunch of fucking Midwestern fucking sausage fucking smokers? You know what I mean? I don't want to do those shows. You know what? I hate the Midwest. I know you're from there.
That's fine.
I fucking hate the
From
Midwest.
Detroit.
Fuck the middle of this country.
Yeah.
You know, because in between New York and LA, it's just fucking a bunch of fucking manure pits.
That's why they moved here.
Yeah, that's true. That's why what we were also talking about earlier is that like a lot of people that move here are usually like these upper middle class like kids who've already gone to college. So like that's not what everyone in the Midwest is really like though.
They're such cunts. I'm even friends with a lot of them. Like some of my close friends are fucking pussies. And I'm like, what are you gonna do? It's proximity. We're in the same fucking line of work that doesn't pay.
I agree with that though. Like I think if you actually did comedy in the Midwest, I think they would more apt to agree with our line of humor because it's racial in a sense, but it's not. But it's more truth telling.
You know what's funny? This comic came here from the Midwest, but he's a club comic and he's a working comic, a little bit older. So he said to a friend of mine, I came here expecting to see guys like, the tough crowd type comics.
Exactly.
He's like, well, these kids are a bunch of fucking hipsters. He goes, where is there like a young Nick DiPaolo? So he said, well, there's no young Nick DiPaolo, but there's an old Nick DiPaolo. And then he introduced him to me, and we became friends.
Yeah, it was when I first started. We were talking about that earlier. When we first started, I thought we were going into the Comedy Cellar world, where everything was like just everything goes.
Whoa, was that recording?
Oh man,
Are we not recording?
Your mother.
Okay.
You know what the best part about being unbookable is? None of the shows are worth being on.
Exactly.
So it's like I'm not missing any. I turned. You know how many shows I've turned down in the last 2 years? Over 100.
You turned down Nick Carra's show.
Yeah, well, I'm not. He was nice to book me, but I either turn the show down, don't show up at all, or last night I do show up, take a look at the audience, take a look at who I'm on the show, and go, I can't be in this. I mean, I went record shopping. I don't want to be. It's not worth my time.
Sometimes
I'd rather do a podcast. I get more out of posting on Facebook. I post on Facebook, I get 50 likes. I go, look at this. I'm saying the most hateful shit, getting 50 likes. I have a voice, baby. And these kids don't fucking like it.
Yeah.
I'm the fucking working class hero of the comedy community.
A few of those.
Go ahead, use the
What?
mic.
I think there are a few others on your like at your Joe Pally probably.
Joe
Pally?
Yeah, like he loves Joe Pally. It's the 10th time he brought up.
Really, I think she should put him on your
I
show.
love Joe, and Joe is, but as far as the comedy community is concerned, like Frank's a bigger lock-in than Joe.
Go ahead. You got,
no, I'm saying like they're similar styles of humor.
Pally and Frank?
Yeah.
Who else?
I have a picture in my head. I'm blanking names, but there's Joe Pally, you,
Flanagan?
Yeah.
Flanagan,
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah.
And definitely Rich Voss, but he's already working.
But Rich Voss is working.
What? Rich Voss is doing comedy 100 years.
Yeah.
Richard Voss is doing comedy 40 years. Literally, 40 years.
What, Rich Voss?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not in the same class.
Okay.
He was doing comedy before the crack epidemic, and then he got addicted to crack.
Right. Yeah.
Rich Voss, his best credit is his wife, because she's not only good looking, she's fucking hysterical.
Yeah, and she did the Tonight Show recently. She's making it.
She crushed it.
Yeah.
Well, she's been around 25 years too.
Yeah. She had that special, right? She had a special.
She's one of my favorite comics. I went to the cellar. I'm not the cellar, the stand. They let us hang out there. And I think a majority of the comics that go up at the stand are god awful. I think the place is a crap house, if you ask me. People always tell me, Frank, you should be at the stand. I'm not working for an Irish guy. No offense. I mean, I'm Italian. I'm not working under an Irish guy. What is this, the Bizarro world? No, but
Irish people don't get offended.
most of the comics that you see at the stand are fucking, except for Adrian Appalucci and Bonnie McFarlane, they're all terrible. But them two are fucking great.
Who's at the stand? Could you name some names?
Suba's really great, though.
Gomez does the stand a lot, right?
Exactly.
I thought of a good one.
What's that?
I thought of a good one. It's booked a lot. Nick Mullen.
Nick Mullen.
He's not the stand, is he?
Yeah, he is.
No, he's a stand. But he's a stand.
Is he represented by the stand?
Part-time, partly.
Oh, yeah.
And then, I don't know. He's a stand-up.
Yeah,
comic.
this is the same place that represents Lev first, so let's take it with a grain of salt.
That's true, yeah.
Jesus Christ. All you got to do is all you got to be is 19 and able to almost finish a joke.
Yeah.
And they'll fucking sign you.
I just love the fact that like you like that. This was we were going back earlier, not to change stuff. I love the fact that you're still like, I'm not gonna work for an Irishman. What are you talking about? I'm Italian, baby. Like, I love that people still have that prejudice here. There's something charming about that.
It's wonderful. I hate when people call themselves Brooklyn comics. I'm a Brooklyn
What kind of Brooklyn? Yeah, I know. That annoys me.
You know who's a Brooklyn comic? Dave Lester, Lawrence DeLoach,
People from
Chris
Brooklyn.
DeStefano,
Nolex.
me.
What's his name? He's from Brooklyn.
I think that's the whole list.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't want to hear Brooklyn bass. Get the fuck out of here. You know why? I know I'm a Brooklyn comic because I got a birth certificate that says I was born in Brooklyn Hospital.
Yeah, exactly.
I wasn't born in South Dakota with corn hanging out of my ass.
I remember.
Fuck out of here.
I remember seeing Sam Rose at Creek during one of the mics there. And he went up. He's like, I have the typical Brooklyn look, and I was like, I have uncles that would kill this kid. Like,
But you know something? I have a lot of affection for Sam Rose. He's
a nice guy, but that typical Brooklyn look.
He's one of the hipsters I embrace.
There's a whole other end of Brooklyn
Yeah.
that just gets ignored. It's like Russian guys.
When you're in Bensonhurst today, it's like you don't even realize you're in the same borough.
You know what I tell people?
Yeah.
I go, you want to see? I tell audiences sometimes. I'll be like, you want to see the real Brooklyn? Go to Staten Island. That's the truth.
That's very true. Yeah.
Or like guys like Tommy Farrell. I feel like he's like old New York. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
The big old bald Mick, the fat guy that's been hanging out the creek.
Really?
Yeah. That guy. I think he's from like Rockaway, Queens, but like he's like old New York. Like he's still kind of that blue collar kind of. If you do comedy for 2 months now, like I love that guy. He's such a nice
He's like
guy
one of
too.
those, like we were saying before. He's like one of these guys that hears about me and he wants to.
Right. He wants to meet
He's
you.
like, you're Frank Terranova? Everybody told me we should get together. Oh man! Every time I go, they're like, you know Frank Terranova? You guys would love each other. And it's always some fucking like 90-year-old guy who hates black people.
It looks around. He's like, what's with the coon on stage?
Jeez. And I get a kick out of that when somebody's like just legitimately racist and in their 40s and they get on stage and do a set. I think it's hysterical.
But they bomb badly. Though.
Same.
I like stereotypical people.
Yeah.
I like a black guy who lives up to the stereotype.
Right.
I love it.
You know, you're talking about stereotypes on the ferry the way here. I was on this ferry. Fucking like buff guy, swastikas tattooed all the way up with him, wearing a shirt with just Adolf Hitler on it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And that guy was Jewish.
You know, Adolf Hitler loved his dog.
Yeah.
And I find it hard to believe that a man who has a close relationship with his animal could be all bad.
Wasn't he also a vegetarian too?
Yeah. He had a lot of good qualities. You know, there was a movie called The Holocaust. It was a
TV series.
It was a TV
series.
series.
Yeah.
In the 1970s, and Meryl Streep was on it. And I watched it. And I didn't know anything about the Holocaust. They didn't teach that. They didn't teach the Holocaust in school.
We never got to it.
They didn't teach slavery. They didn't teach any of that. So I watched the thing about the Holocaust, and the only thing I knew about Jews is that my mother was always talking about how they're the worst. So the next morning, I go to my mother, and I go, Ma, I was very emotional. I was like, Ma, it's really terrible. Well, what happened to the Jewish people? And she goes, yeah, well, they were very pushy.
Are you doing bits right now?
Yeah.
Okay, you own it. I respect you own it.
This is called panel, baby.
Panel? What the hell is
This
that?
is called. I'm doing panel.
I don't know what that means.
Byron Allen Sadik.
What do you think what do you think a podcast is? A podcast is a talk show. Yeah. When you go on a talk show, you do bits.
Well, shit, I didn't know that. I don't get on podcasts.
But you don't have any good bits, so
a lot of
antiquated views on.
I respect comics who are really good at panel because there are comics that hit it out of the park at panel. They're not really like Pat Cooper. I don't really know if his stand up is good or not. It's more for old people.
I've watched it. It's pretty good.
But his panel is fucking the best panel in the world.
Yeah.
There's nobody better at panel. Pat Cooper should get the award. He's even better than Don Rickles.
Yeah.
I think he's much better, but Don Rickles, actually talking on Stern.
I love Don Rickles. In fact, I'd probably put him second.
Yeah.
But Pat Cooper is he should get an Oscar for panel.
Well, now, the only thing worth watching on, late night television when Bill Burr does Conan.
He's
Like,
great.
That's the only thing worth really
His panel was
watching.
great. And Howard Stern used to be good at
Stern
panel
used to be good at
before
it.
he became a liberal.
Yeah.
You know, I was just listening to Howard Stern recently, and him and David Letterman were talking about how great MSNBC is. And I was like, what the fuck happened to Howard Stern? He was never a conservative, but he's such a blowjob Hollywood billionaire.
I'm surprised like there hasn't been any Me Too stories about him because he was like
They tried.
I don't think so.
They tried it,
Yeah.
and it was swept under the rug
He's such a liberal.
because of the show. I mean, that's the excuse.
Yeah, why do you think they went after Roseanne? You think that show would have lost money? You think they were really upset at what she said? They went after her because she's a Trump supporter.
Exactly.
They were protesting the show way before the show was even going to air.
I don't think what she said. You know what she said? She told it to Joe Rogan. She said, I didn't even know the lady was black. You think I would call a black person a monkey?
Yeah.
I thought she was Jewish. And then I saw a picture of the lady. She doesn't look black.
Nah.
She looks like Rachel Dolezal.
And also, Roseanne's not really a hack either. That's a hack joke.
I don't think Roseanne is a racist.
Yeah, she's not a racist.
No.
Everybody wants to call everybody a racist. Right.
She's going to smack the shit out of DJ in that episode.
And you know, every person who came out and badmouthed Roseanne is dead to me now. Not that I'm a Roseanne fan, I just don't like the hypocrisy. Like, what's her name? Alyssa Milano. Oh, Roseanne. Oh, look, you know, you and your breast implants go feed your kid.
Really?
The fuck out of here. Having a kid at 40 is probably going to be on the small bus.
I kind of grew. Frank,
outta here.
I will agree to one thing about the racism. Is I've been called a racist by several fucking people.
And they're all white, right?
Yes.
Exactly. It doesn't count. When a white person calls you a racist, you weren't called a
it
racist.
was on the same bus as Alyssa Milano.
You know what when a white liberal calls a working class white guy a racist, all they're saying is, I'm a racist, and this is my opportunity to call somebody else a racist.
That's like the weird thing about doing comedy in Brooklyn is that you go into these bars, and some of these bars are like Irish working class bars. What do you think they talk about at the bar? Like they talk about the shit that we kind of talk about on stage, and then there's these like kids who go up and they literally talk about fucking cat food, and like and you sit there, you listen. And I give everyone a fair shot, and there's like a million of them. I just
I love it when people think they think like black people don't like me. You know, there's this comic Perry Strong, and he's a buddy of mine. And he's a funny guy. He's not around as much as he used to because he's a camera guy and shit. But he came in to do the JFL audition, and he saw me. So this other comic goes, you and Frank are friends? He goes, what are you talking about? It's my nigga right there. And I'm the king of the blacks. They love me. What are you kidding me?
All right, Frank. If you're king of the blacks, does your spit acid based?
What are you talking about?
Because it's Shaka Zulu. They're like,
Hey, Mateo, I asked the questions on the show, okay?
I'm not following.
Shaka Zulu, the king of the Zulu warriors, they said his spit was acidic.
Well, then yes, it is.
We were going so well.
You know, there was an all black mag that used to happen, and I used to go to it, and I put my name in the bucket as king of the blacks, right? So I think the guy who was hosting the mag knew it was me. So he goes, this next guy wants me to call him this. Here he is, king of the niggas. So I come up on stage, right? And I'm like, I didn't write that. He goes, no, he didn't write that. And then Marie Forsten followed me. She goes, well, it's really hard to follow king of the niggas. But I didn't write that. He just said, I thought it was funny.
I don't know how we follow this. What do they call you? Mateo.
Well, black people or everyone else?
Everyone else.
Just everyone else.
Retard usually. At this point, I'm used to it.
Now, name some more names that apparently don't like Frank. I'm
blanking right now, but
I can't believe Spectre. That doesn't make any sense.
No, Frank told me he does not dislike Frank. He thinks if Frank was at a show, some idiot's going to get pissed off and probably take a punch at him.
But
that's never happened.
But that's ridiculous because like everyone like there are edgier comics than Frank out there who are working too.
Yeah.
Like
David Cross is one of the most offensive comics in the world. He is so I don't get offended by anything, and I'm not offended by him. But I saw him say shit. And I'm like, this motherfucker doesn't take any heat.
And look at him too. Like if you're gonna go,
who's the other guy? Gene something?
Louis C.K. is fucking really offensive.
No, Gene. His last name starts with G. It's like G-N-E.
Who? Oh, don't worry about that. Louis C. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That was a short list, by the way, of people who hate me.
Yeah, really. You had like 1,000 names on.
And I honestly think, first of all, I was always very nice to every person that he said hates me. I booked Claire Parker many times when she first started just to be nice.
Yeah.
You were trying to have sex with her.
No, I don't find her attractive, and I told her that to her face.
She looks.
I really don't. I think she
looks like Michael Jackson.
I don't think she's physically attractive.
Right.
I think I always thought she was a nice person, but I don't. And Ashley Hamilton, I've always been friendly with. So I was really surprised to hear that. And David Spector, I know we've had problems in the past, and he actually apologized to me recently for any problems we've had.
Yeah,
Really? You've had problems with
Yeah,
him?
because when we broke up, I feel like he took my ex's side.
I got you.
Well, he's like that. He's like that. Type
Was he
of guy,
friends
you know?
with you because he was friends with her?
No, he's friends with me first.
He's friends with you first?
Oh,
okay,
okay.
all right.
Yeah, he's very.
But this is the thing.
He's wormy.
At the time, let me explain. Can I?
Guy.
I'll give you an explanation. At the time, and probably not anymore, but at the time, she was getting a lot of sympathy because of our breakup, and she's talented, so she was getting a lot of heat. So people were like, "Ooh, let me grab onto her fucking coattails."
right.
But now it's died down, and then like, I don't have to be nice with Frank. I'm sorry, I want to be your friend.
Who do you know who hates you? Do you know anyone who like flat out doesn't like you? Who you
Kenny
don't go-
Warren.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
You know what? I just did a show with him at the Pair. Yeah, I got that same feeling.
Why he said that? He said
No, to me and Rob. I just think he said something.
he's a grumpy older black dude.
Yeah.
We used to get along. We used to, and he just didn't like me saying the N-word in my act, and he used me. I feel like people scapegoat me a lot. Like they use me as an example, and I don't like that.
He
shit.
works at like a barber shop. Like he's a barber. Like you would think.
He used to love me when he first moved to New York.
Oh,
He saw
okay.
me doing the race jokes. He's like, "Yo, you're good, you're good, you're good." And then when he started getting a little popular in the scene, he went against me. And I'll tell you what happened. I stuck up for Mike Kramer. You know Mike Kramer?
Yeah.
He went into Comedy Fight Club with a hood over his head. And did
Oh, that's who did that.
I defended him. I was the only person who defended him. Everybody threw him under the bus. And a lot of black comics. Matt Levy was at Kenny's mic, and all the black comics were having a soiree about me. And he was like, they hated you for about a week. I go, yeah, because I stuck up for Mike Kramer. And you know what? Mike Kramer appreciated it, and he had me open for him at Broadway Comedy Club to a packed house, and I fucking murdered.
Really?
Yeah.
Mike
I was
Kramer-
the only person who defended him, because everybody's so worried about being on the right side of something.
Right.
I go on my right side, what I think is right.
Yeah, of course.
I don't care. He did it as a joke. It didn't work. Leave the
He's
guy
fucking
alone.
hilarious,
That guy's a
too.
genius.
Yeah, he's fucking-
He's one of the funniest
So
guys in
funny.
the whole New York City.
Yeah, when he goes off.
And he's also a sweet man.
Sometimes I feel
And
like
he's not a racist. That's the point.
sometimes I feel like in that scene, it's very Carrie with the pig's blood is about to drop on you,
yeah.
where they like you, and then eventually, like they're just gonna pull the rug out.
They don't
from
like
you.
anybody.
Yeah.
I hung out with a lot of different comics,
Yeah.
and all they do is talk shit about each other.
Yeah.
And I guess they do it to me because I'm like I'm always gossiping.
Like we're doing right now.
Yeah, well, no, but they.
Yeah, but we do it on the air. You know?
I don't give a shit. I do. I sit in the basement at the creek and talk about how everybody sucks. People come over to me like, Frank, I heard you said I suck. I said, yeah, I said that. Then they go, Blair Soccer came over. She goes, Frank, I heard you said I'm not funny. I said, yeah. She goes, so why are you always nice to me? I said, because I like you as a person. She goes, well, that's not very sincere. I go, that's the ultimate sincerity.
That's the nicest
I
thing.
like you as a
Good point.
person, and I think that you're overrated, and I think I don't know why people just are giving you shit for some reason, but you never said a funny thing in your life.
Yeah.
But I like you personally because I know you for fucking 6 years, and we've always been friendly, and I'll continue to be friendly with you. And then she moved to LA. She's a very nice girl. I like her. But the last couple of times she saw me, she gave me a dirty look. I'm like, why? You should be on my side. Don't you want a person who's never going to lie to you? I've never lied to anybody. Let me tell you something. I never lied to my ex. I treated her really great. The guy she's dating now told her he was 12 years younger than he is. And she believed it.
Yeah,
I never lied to her. She said, how old are you? I said, I'm 47.
Well, how
old
old's
are you?
the guy? Was he
He's
supposedly
60.
60?
She said, when she first met me, she said, how old are you? I said, 47. She said, how old are you? I said, how old are you? She said, I'm 20. I said, you want to go out this week? She said, yeah. I said, good. Buy you a slice of pizza.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you. Who are you, Opie?
I'm big on being honest. I'm really big on being honest.
I rather someone. I think that's the security of being of a comic. If you know you're funny, you're doing well. Then who cares who finds you funny?
You know, Christian Ramirez said, I was at a mic one time and I was being really caustic and dividing the room, and it was really and Christian Ramirez went up after me. He goes, "Why do you think Frank looks so young? He's got no toxins. He releases everything." Like, I don't even need to eat. I don't have to eat broccoli. I just shit on people.
The pig's blood is constantly over you in that scene.
Oh, they're such phony fucks.
It happens constantly.
They make me sick. And you know what it is? It's because they're insecure. Because nobody is that funny. We mentioned the people that are funny. Like Flanagan's funny. Casatano's funny. You guys. I'm not just saying this because you're here.
No,
I talk about you two guys a lot.
know.
Right? Isn't that true, Mateo?
He does.
Oh,
thank you, fair.
And also, you, to be fair, you talk about stuff I can relate to.
Right.
But I also think you have a good. It's a very unique
very similar sense of humor.
So there's only a few people that I think are funny, like Amber Nelson and
She's
Missy
funny.
Baker, and it's a short list. Adrian Apple. If I told you the people I really think are funny, I think it'd be less than 10, and that's in the whole city.
Oh yeah.
There's about 3,000. There's been 3,000 people comedy wise.
Yeah, and 2,900 of them should kill themselves. Holy shit! They fucking. Sometimes I'm like, are they hearing laughter? Like I see. I'm friendly with her, but Ricky Sofa goes up on stage, not a fucking laugh.
No.
And she's gonna keep doing it for the rest of her life, and she's getting booked.
And
I guess because she's semi-attractive, but Jesus Christ,
she's in the right place at the right time. She hangs out right on McDougal. She's very affable. She's nice to the right people. I've seen her be a dick to a few people, especially
she's Israeli.
Yeah, but that's just her attitude. And every now and then, 90% of her stuff, I'm like, oh, she's just terrible. Every now and then, she comes out with one, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right.
She'll do like a clever one-liner,
and then everyone's like, oh my god, that's so fucking funny. And then that's how she gets booked. But I've heard her get ripped up on Legion of Skanks. Like those guys,
they hate her.
Yeah, that's hysterical. I love when those guys.
It's so funny when headliners badmouth open micers. Like I can't.
Well, I like it because like the one thing I hate about those comics. See. When I growing up, I was listening to Opie and Anthony a lot, and a lot of those guys were bitter where they were. You're a big Opie and Anthony
yes,
guy, right?
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm talking about. Where like a lot, even like Colin Quinn, who's already had a major career in show business, he was so bitter because he wasn't Chris Rock. So I always found that funny. These guys now, like on Legion of Skanks, they are so happy just to be working the stand. Like when I listen to Dan Soder, the guy's like a pig in shit, and there's nothing to me. There's nothing relatable, And that's why when I used to listen to Gumbo when you and Conrad Roth were on. I was like, oh, this is more the podcast that I wanted to listen to because you guys, not that you guys were bitter, but you guys were just like, oh, Michelle Wolf, she's not funny, and like there's a million.
She
people
really isn't. She really isn't.
I'll disagree. I think she was the White House roast was actually pretty funny. I'm not just saying that because I want to get booked in Brooklyn because I still hate women, but I just want to make that clear. It's on record, but I get what you're saying.
Remember too, Byron, you're a guy who's a stand-up comic, so you're looking at things differently. Like someone like my cousin who just like kind of like fucks around with comedy, bro, like that type of dude. If you watch Michelle Wolf, like when she did that correspondence dinner, there's a million people out here that were like, that's not funny.
But anyone like that would not watch the White House Correspondence Dinner and feel that way. Why are you watching the White House Correspondence Dinner and going for comedy?
Right.
There's nobody with the it factor. There's really nobody. Even the great ones that are around right now. There's nobody that I see as the next Eddie or the next Dice or the next Dane Cook. There's no super. The last star was Amy Schumer. That was the last superstar.
Right. I can make sense. If you're going off ratings, Netflix wise, the person that had the highest rating 2 specials in Netflix so far were Hassan Minaj, Amy Schumer, and also I'm forgetting the third guy's name.
Was it Mulaney?
Yes.
He's already a big star. Yeah.
Do you like Mulaney? You know,
no.
Look up Byron.
I can't stand Mulaney.
I don't think there's anybody in the scene right now that's good.
Mark Norman, I think, is
Mark Norman's very funny.
Mark Norman is a genius, but I don't see him being as big as Amy.
But here's the thing: when you watch Mark Norman, like let's say Mark Norman does a fundraiser in New Jersey, they look at him, they go, "Oh, that's the comedian of the night." Right? Yeah. They'll be like, oh, that's the guy who does comedy. Hi, how are you? You're the comedian. Like, there's no, like, he's just, just his job.
And then on that same fundraiser, you put up like a Mike Kramer.
Right.
And he'll destroy. Yeah, like with regular people.
You know what they told him when he auditioned for, he's a very sensitive guy. When things don't go well, he quits for 6 months. That's why he's been doing it so long and he hasn't made it. But he went up at the Strip and he did really well. And they said, wow, if this was 1975, I would totally pass you. What kind of fucking thing is that?
That's so ridiculous.
He's fucking great.
Yeah.
If this was 1975.
The guy Richie is probably still stuck in 1975 too.
Well, he is, because that's what he tells people that you're never going to work because you can't get on TV.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, there's things on TV now where you can pass for.
Yeah.
You know,
But this TV
But
criminal.
plus, TV is not as relevant nowadays.
Yeah.
It's not a kingmaker like it used
Mike
to be.
Racine got on Conan, and then the next day he went and moved furniture. That's the
Right.
reality of comedy.
Yeah.
That's the reality. People don't want to hear this. Like, people tell me, Frank, I'm very cynical, and I'm like, well, none of us are going to make it. And they're like, oh yeah, people are making it. Like, what are you talking about? Mike Racine moved furniture the next day. It wasn't literally the next day. But
No,
when
a
I
couple
heard
days
that he was taking, and he told me, he goes, yeah, I still have a day job. I was like, holy shit, that's the reality. You know, and going back to the 1970s, Freddie Prinze went on the Tonight Show. The next day he was a millionaire.
Yeah, that's it.
That doesn't happen anymore.
No.
Yeah. Even like for big credits like the Tonight Show, it's like the people that get on the Tonight Show already are working comics. It's like, and the credit doesn't really help them as much as you would think. It's
Yeah.
not like they're getting a bump or a TV
You know
deal.
what? If somebody from the scene gets on television, like Casey Salango, whatever, you know what it does for them? They get to headline crappy bar shows
That's it.
that I turned down.
Yeah.
They get to headline the shows that I'm not even showing up for.
Exactly. They get the headline in front of 13 of the host's friends.
Yeah, they get to do 15 minutes in front of 5 people.
Yeah, and whatever. Like, I would like
For free.
I would like to get on those shows.
That's the one
Yeah.
thing. There's nobody's getting paid. It's an internship.
There is a way to make money during it.
It's a loophole and a lot of travel.
But it's a lot of travel. You know, there is a way to make money. There's certain ways, but a lot of comics also in the city, they're not even looking to make money. They're looking to get on that writer's job. Like that's the big thing. They're looking to get on Michelle Wolf's fucking show on Netflix. And there's 2 guys who I know on that show who I kind of see around the show, around the scene. Greg Stone and DeVito, like those 2 guys. And now they're like, oh, we made it.
Greg Stone was on television?
Yeah. No, he writes for Michelle Wolf's show now.
Okay.
She's getting on she has like a Netflix talk show.
It's nice when unfunny people work together. Holy shit, is that guy a fucking snooze? I don't know what he's getting at.
Which one?
Greg Stone, a nice guy. He's a blowhard. He's just like blah, 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 blah. He's talking on and on and on and on. Never says anything funny, but
doesn't he go for like tough guy comic? But he's like all like,
he is a tough guy. He's a big guy.
Yeah, but like he's like a progressive douche. Right?
They all are.
Yeah, like
liberalism.
His big
so
thing
stupid.
is anti-Trump. He goes up and he's just gonna.
You're not intimidating.
How
anybody.
brave and original.
Yeah,
But that was like
Being anti-Trump is almost a crutch as being a homosexual.
Yeah, I mean that was another thing. They were talking about Michelle Wolf during that correspondence. They were like, "Oh, she's so brave," and it's like, how is that being?
Well, what
brave?
does she lose?
I think it was brave to tell such bad jokes. That's very brave. I would never say those jokes. This is fucking awful. Everybody talks about a good writer she is. I'll write her under a table.
The chair that Mateo's sitting on was given to us by Michelle Wolf.
Yeah, no wonder it smells. Oh, callback.
Is that why he's burping so damn much? The stink is coming out.
She looks like
through his
Pippi
ass.
Longstocking and walked past a bakery.
Michelle, the only thing that really bothers me, and this is what it's kind of sexist, but whatever. Her voice. How can anyone listen to her for more than
I was
3
saying
minutes?
something the other day. I was saying her voice irritates me.
It really
so
is
this
bad.
female comic goes, "That's offensive." I go, "Yeah, well, Bill Burr's voice is very annoying too."
Yeah, oh yeah.
And is that sexist to say Bill Burr has an annoying voice? At least Bill Burr is a good comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like, well, you should. Well, yeah, Trump grabs by the pussy. It's
Best
like,
Bill Burr impression. Oh no, I'm sorry.
I guarantee you, dogs run under the table.
Let Mateo talk. Speaking of annoying voices,
I'm from Boston. I'm a fucking queer. It's a fucking amazing. Oh, look at that wicked ass over there.
Not even close. You're doing a Staten Island accent. That's what you're doing.
2 minutes.
You know, when we first started this podcast, Mateo had this like list of people that hate me, and it turned out to be 3 people.
3 people.
I don't really talk to that many people. I try to stay in the shadows.
Oh,
Good idea.
No, but you were very flamboyant. You're like, oh, everybody hates him. I'm like, let's hear the list. Oh, David Spector, Claire Parker, and Ashley Hampton. I don't
He
believe.
doesn't hate. He just thinks you're really like controversial and shit.
I am controversial.
Yeah.
It's called comedy. I think Sarah Silverman was struggling as a comedian, and then she said chink on Conan, and the next day she sold out a theater. Controversy raises your profile.
Oh, of course.
I'm doing it on purpose.
You're supposed to say something. You know?
For fuck's sake, I have 7, 9, 11 jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Keep doing those ones.
That's why. Well, that's why I do all these jokes about women because I want to eventually get booked
funny?
on the women's
That's
march.
why you guys are sharing a microphone.
I have a joke about the FDNY. Yeah. And
It's a great joke.
It's a great joke.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And Conrad was like, boy, that's tough. I go, what? He goes, that joke. That joke is really brutal. I go, yeah, I do it all the time. He goes, how does it do it? I go, it does great. Everybody tells me that's their favorite joke. I got an applause break at a show with that joke.
Yeah, the FDNY.
I don't think I did that joke one time in Tribeca and I didn't do well. Right near the fucking World Trade Center.
Oh, well, because maybe there's a fireman audience.
And sometimes a fact checker will come over to me and go, Frank, people did make it out of the building. I'm like, I don't care.
It's a joke.
Because I say in the joke that there was no survivors. And then, and it gets laughs. And people go like, actually, a few people survived. I'm like, I don't give a shit about the people that survived. I'm making fun of the people that are dead.
You could only be
A moment of silence for those who died in 9/11.
We're already.
We're Hakeem. Amen. Peace and blessings.
We have him. Don't worry about it. We have 9 or 11 listeners. Don't worry about checking.
Well, do you guys have a logo for the show? Or
Yeah, we just created one. Yeah.
All right, so send it to me before this airs, and I'll blast it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I have a lot. I have thousands of fans.
You have a following, yeah. Now tell us your run-in with Anthony DeVito.
Oh, that's old news. Before I tell this story, him and I are friends right now.
You're cool.
And it's so funny.
I met him. He's a nice guy.
He really is. And you know what's funny? Sometimes I'll have a fight with somebody, and people go, I could see that. But when I had a fight with Anthony, people are like, Anthony? They couldn't believe it. But he was wrong. And even Ryan Beck, who's his good friend, said he was wrong. And it's funny, when he got on television, everybody was, blowing it, sucking his cock on fucking Facebook. And I wished him well. But the way I did it was I tagged him and I said, I was going to kill Anthony DeVito 5 years ago, but I decided not to do it. And now he's getting on television.
This is how we found out about it.
You're welcome. Yeah. So this is what happened. I'm at the Bar 82 mic. At the time, I didn't do the Creek because the Creek was very nerdy. The Creek was like what the Pine Box is now.
Very PC.
And I was with the Black Comics. Because they let me say whatever I want. So I'm with the Black Comics, Tina Romero, and Lawrence Deloach, and Cyrus McQueen, and all the Drew Dowdy, everybody like that. So I go on stage. I was wearing a tracksuit, full tracksuit, pants and jacket. And I was doing jokes about gay people. And going in. And everybody was dying. Everybody was fucking dying. So Anthony goes up after me, and he's literally upset. Literally. He goes, you motherfucker, this is why when I'm going to get a fucking gig in this business, I get typecast because they compare me to people like you. Why do you got to wear a fucking tracksuit, you dumb fuck? That's what he right? Shit. So I go, excuse me? I go, first of all, you don't know me like that. You want to go outside right now? And he's like, he goes, Frank, he doesn't know me like that. I'll let somebody who knows me say something like that. I go, you call me a dumb fuck? We're not friends. So then he comes over to me. He goes, Frank, I deeply apologize. He was shaking.
Frank, one second. What the hell did you just do?
I didn't touch anything.
Oh, it's recording.
Still recording? Yeah. I told you it was recording.
Are you going to edit this to make me sound normal?
No. But the best story is your
fucking zombie.
Leave it. Zombie, just don't fucking touch anything.
And I'll tell you what squashed it. What made me calm down. He came over and he said he was sorry, but I was so heated, I would have hit him while he was apologizing.
Yeah.
Suba came over to me. Suba is best friends with Anthony DeVito. And I was, at the time, just becoming friends with Suba. And Suba's like one of my good friends. I love Suba. Ask anybody. I look at her like a sister. And I look up to her as a comedian. So she goes, Frank, I don't like when you and Anthony fight. And I just looked at her because I love Suba so much. And I said, I can't. I'm not going to hit Anthony. And I just forgot about the whole thing. And then it became like the biggest news at the Creek on Friday night. Like everybody. Everybody
was this during a show or a mic?
During a mic.
During a mic.
And then I didn't see him for a year because he never came back to Manhattan. He fucking stayed.
Really?
Yeah, he just stayed away. And Tina was like, "You made me lose $5." He gave me $5. And then a year later, it's already water under the bridge. He walks into Niagara Bar. I'm in Niagara Bar. He's like, "What's up, Frank?" I'm like, "What's up, man?" And we didn't say anything, but the way we looked at each other was like, who gives a shit?
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah.
And let me tell you something.
Was he kidding? He wasn't kidding at all.
No, he wasn't kidding. But here's the thing. He's been so nice to me. He's such a nice guy. Like, he always, like, when he hears that I had a good set somewhere, he messages me.
Oh, nice.
He says, "Hey, Frank, I heard you people are really responding to your comedy. I think that's great." and he's such a approachable guy and a really sweet guy. And I'm glad that we're friends now. And I'm glad, I mean, we don't go to dinner together, but but I don't have his phone number. But he's an acquaintance, maybe even more than an acquaintance. I like the guy. I respect him, and I think he respects me too. So it's over. But I would have killed him. I could have fucking choked him. I could fucking kill him.
The last few months, I think the funniest, the beefing was with the guys from Cumtown to put the Reddit post about you.
Oh yeah.
You remember the Photoshop your face in the shirt?
Yeah.
Give us 1 second. We're at 44 minutes.
Okay.
We'll get back into it.
Yeah, I want to hear about that. Yeah.
Yeah, take 1 second. What thing is that, Mateo?
Hey, what are you booked on?
Podcast.
Who's
Another
podcast?
one. Into the mic.
No.
No, my friend might come up.
What did she say about me?
Nothing much.
Into the mic.
Guys, we're recording.
I asked her. She won't really answer my questions.
We don't have any kind of relationship at all.
Yeah, we're on.
I'm just. This is what happened. She underhandedly stole Byron's mic.
Who is this? Caitlin
Rupert.
Right.
This is what happened. Phil 987 did a rape joke, and her girlfriend.
Wait, stop. Phil 987 did a hilarious rape joke.
Yes. Every one of Phil's jokes is great. And her and a friend ran upstairs and told Rebecca, guys are downstairs laughing at rape jokes. It's triggering me, blah, 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 blah. She said, so Rebecca said, do you want the mic? And she gave her the mic. So in solidarity for Byron, I don't perform at that mic.
That's the 8 o'clock.
Yeah, and then she banned Phil. And he went up under a fake name.
Multiple fake names.
Yeah, because he knew that she wouldn't put him up. So he put a fake name in and he went in the first group.
He went as Brian Kim.
Something like that. So now I'm banned from the 6 p.m. mic on Friday, and I don't do the 8 o'clock mic on Friday. And I don't want to go to the Creek on Friday because my ex-girlfriend does the Creek on Friday, and that's the only mic she does at the Creek. Right. So Friday's my night off.
Oh, so you take, yeah.
I take a night off.
And then you could probably get on some shows on Fridays now.
I don't get on any shows ever.
Go on Niagara. Pete Revelle will give you a spot.
No, he won't.
I know. He won't give me a spot either.
Yeah. I like Pete.
You like Pete, yeah.
I like him. I think he's funny, and I like him as a person, but he doesn't want to put me on a show. So, and that's fine, because that show sucks. I don't know if it sucked when Amy, what's her name, was running it.
Who was that?
She booked me, and it was a disaster.
Shanker?
No, the little Amy.
Miller?
Cardinale.
Okay.
You know, a lot of these comics are so fucking fake with me. They're like, hey, Frank, you're so funny. I love you. And they don't book me. I'm like, and I don't want to do these shows anyway because these shows are garbage. And all of them are going nowhere in comedy.
Yeah, I see Revelle. I saw him last night. He was balking outside that place. It's like,
that looks miserable.
Looks miserable.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy. I know.
I like Pete too.
I know him a long time. I think he's talented.
Good comic, yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel like anybody has to book me.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want that.
The truth is 90%. I'll probably either say no or not show up.
Before we get it, because I want to hear about what happened when you were Creek in the Game.
Sure.
But
and also the Cumtown.
And also, but I want to talk about the Cumtown thing. So what happened with that?
I'm not beefing with them. They actually like me.
They seem like they like you. Well, I was just
they like me, and they call me a fucking delusional guinea.
That's hysterical.
No, but they're just they're ball breakers.
But also on the show, that was the funny character, because you're playing a character of yourself on that show.
I'm playing a character of myself every minute of my life.
Every minute.
I'm
so
always
hilarious.
You know, the people don't understand. One time I was saying something, and I think it was racial, and they're like, Frank, you're not on stage right now. Like, yeah, but I'm always like workshopping. Like sometimes when me and Conrad are sitting by the water cooler at the Creek, I'm acting the same way I do on stage at the water cooler, and people are like, Jesus. Even Conrad was like, Jesus, Frank. But I'm just, if I say something and people laugh at the water cooler, to me, it's just as productive as being on stage.
Sure, yeah.
And I said that to, who's the Chinese guy named Peter?
Peter Wong?
Yeah.
Oh,
I said, Peter Wong said, Frank, why are you sitting out here? I go, I'm workshopping my jokes. This is almost the same as being on stage. He goes, I disagree. I go, well, just because it won't work for you, I don't need to stand on the stage for 2 minutes. I could be out here for
the
half.
stage doesn't work for him either.
I like the guy. He's very nice.
You should tell jokes when he drops off egg noodles.
You pay me my cook.
But I get a lot done just sitting around at the Creek or sitting on the terrace.
Now, when you you've been asked to go on that Cumtown show or not?
No, I don't know those guys.
You don't know any of them.
It's not them. It's the fans. They call themselves cum boys.
Right.
And they follow me on. I don't accept their requests on Facebook, but I don't accept requests.
Who are they? Just how many fans do they have?
They have
over 40,000 fans and growing.
40,000 fans.
So I
Maybe have 40 listeners.
they follow me on they follow me on Instagram.
Yeah.
And they message me all the time, tell me how much they love me and wish I had a podcast.
And this was from the sit
Keep
down.
telling you this. Your podcast.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely. I mean, especially with Creek, that's a whole.
Podcasting is one of those things. It's like if you can't beat them, join them. It's like I'm not really into it, but I see it as a way that I could be successful. So I'm probably going to do it.
Well, you're old school in a sense where you want to be. You were aspiring actor, and you were an accomplished playwright too.
Yeah, thank you.
So like you're old school in a sense, whereas podcasting is very new.
Yeah.
And,
I'm not into anything that's new.
Yeah.
All this shit. Women being allowed in pool halls. When did we start letting them in? If this keeps up, they're going to be able to vote.
Have you ever run across the Legion of Skanks guys? I would think
I don't know them at all.
Even hanging out at the creek, you never even see those
they don't
guys.
talk to the comics.
They don't. They just do their show there.
Dave does. I've talked to Dave a couple times. He's cool.
Yeah, but
They're ambulance chasers. Like if there's a fight at a mic, they'll like, oh, come on and talk about it. That's what they're ambulance chasers.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of true. Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think they're funny. I don't think the show is funny.
show is
and I don't like their
god-awful.
stand-up.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of any of them.
Yeah. You didn't. What's that? What's that?
Go ahead.
All 4 from on Joe Rogan 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
There's 3 of them.
No, there were 4.
Who's the 4th?
I can't remember. They had 4.
No.
My favorite comic working today is
Great.
Corey Holcomb.
Yeah.
Corey Holcomb's fun.
I
Very
went
fun.
to see him. It's the only comic I'll go see.
Yeah.
I went to Caroline's to see him, and this is my 3rd time.
Yeah.
I think the guy is like the king.
Yeah, he's a good comic. Yeah.
And he's such a nice guy. We met him afterwards. He's such a
I
nice
didn't
guy.
realize how older he's an older guy. He was early 40s, right?
He was on Last Comic Standing like years ago.
Yeah.
Right, and
He's doing comedy 25, 30 years.
Yeah.
and he was fun. He was a Patrice O'Neill guy,
Right, because when Patrice O'Neill died, I was like, oh, that guy's like the next Patrice O'Neill, but then he was like a few years younger than he was.
He's like, older women, man, if your vagina is still bleeding, that's good. That's God's way of telling you you're still alive. At a certain point, it's just going to make yeast and piss.
So, Mateo, what happened on the Cumtown Reddit that you were referring to?
There was the fans had a Photoshop contest of Frank. I was looking at it. There was one of them. What was the Photoshop of you like selfie with the getting to the white one? They photoshopped him like one of these white wife beaters onto a white T-shirt.
Oh, so it's like a Frank Terranova T-shirt.
Yeah,
I've had a lot of people tell me if I make a T-shirt with a selfie of me on the T-shirt, they'll buy it. I've had a lot of.
I would buy one.
I had a lot of people tell me. I bet you it'll sell.
they probably would.
A lot of people get a kick out of it. I take selfies, and a lot of comics don't like it.
Wait, I'm gonna say that selfie T-shirt Photoshop that person on Reddit made was the most upvoted in that Photoshop thread.
Oh, wow. He looks at you like you're a reaction.
Frank, do you even know what Reddit is?
Yeah, I'm on there.
Oh, you're on Reddit?
Yeah, I'm on Reddit.
Which subreddits do you go to?
Just the ones that talk about me.
And probably Incel or
I go on
MRA.
there once a week and type my name in to see what they're saying.
Are you sure you're not going to any POA or men's rights forums?
No.
No, that's me.
Are you on the red pill?
Oh, you want
I lurk on the red pill, but I don't like. I was into like I was actually into like pickup and MGTOW stuff back in like 2007. So like I've been out for a long time. Like I just eventually did get a little toxic.
It was funny. I remember I saw you on at the bitter end, the 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
And he offended everyone. He just there was these girls.
Thank you.
I think there was the opening act of the show, the mic was this woman stripping. She had to be about 220 pounds.
disgusting.
Yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
It's the same one he's at the Creek, right?
No. This girl, she came with her
Wasn't a
husband.
comedian, no.
Literally the fattest fucking broad. And then he went up like Byron went up like 3 spots later, and you opened your set with that, and you said something to her about her, and you got nothing.
She had fishnet. She had like a fishnet bodysuit, so it looks like she was like caught by fucking fishermen.
Right.
Like she was like a whale.
There's a lot of cool girls, and there's a lot of cool female comedians. And actually, the ones that I'm talking about, they'll use expressions like feminazis, referring to the type of girls that go to the Pine Box because they don't like those kind of girls.
I did Pine Box for
We were
a few
doing
months.
it pretty frequently, like a year ago.
a year
Me
ago.
too.
I haven't been back there. I did. Oh, I did it Friday night.
It's
The
early.
last time I was there, I said the N-word, and I defended the Muslim ban.
I went there like 6 months ago. fucking booed me.
For what?
You?
Because I kept telling, I was like, my material's not even that politically incorrect. So I was like, okay, these people are like, whatever. So I started doing all my 9/11 jokes, which are not racist, any of them. And I started talking about how I'm autistic and shit. Like, and it was just a weird shit show.
Yeah, and there are people that they're friends with that aren't that funny that'll get like the biggest laugh. It's like being on the Twilight Zone going.
Yeah. Well, one guy he's like a successful comic. Tom Delgado is always there, and I don't get it. Like I just don't get him.
You don't like Tom's comedy?
Boring.
Huh.
Yeah, just boring dude. I mean, I don't know if he's unfunny or
no, he's funny.
But he just kills.
Yeah, I don't think.
And I'm just like,
I think he's funny, and he has. You can't really judge a mic set usually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can with me because I go balls out at a mic.
Yeah.
But some people just try stuff out, and that's what he's doing.
I don't think he was trying stuff out.
Well,
one time I was there, I was on the Friday mic. The Friday mic, which
as far as him doing good there, he's well liked and he's really nice.
And I get that. Yeah, I get that. And I mean, it just
he's a good friend to me. So
yeah, I get it, but I'm like, I like. He's just like they treat him like he's Carlin, and I'm like, all right,
that's a little.
I'm trying.
That's what they like, that kind of comedy. They like Tim Platt, Tim.
Yeah,
they like that. They like that kind of stuff.
I saw Eli Sayers at the Wednesday mic once go up. And Eli's funny and he's popular, and they gave him nothing. Just nothing. And I'm like, well, this was kind of funny.
Because he doesn't hang out there.
Yeah, it's so weird. I don't know. It's.
Well, I'll tell you, what? Tom is buddies with a lot of women. He has a lot of women that he's not hitting on them. He's just platonic with all of them. And he hugs them. And he's not a creep at all. He's like a brother.
Right.
That mic is predominantly female. And they love him, Tom, and because he's a nice guy.
Who else? The host on Wednesdays now is
Mary Sella.
Yeah, she's fine. I like her. She's
Mary's
cool.
funny.
Yeah.
I thought Hannah Boone was the host.
No, she gave it to Mary.
Oh, okay. Jake Fromm. I thought they.
It got to the point where Hannah was never showing up to that mic, and I saw her once at the local 138 mic. I go there on Wednesday.
Right.
And I was like, "What are you playing hooky?" She goes, "Yeah." She goes, "I got to give up this mic. I don't want to do it because it's like a death sentence."
Why is that? Because she's. I always give. She's always like a. I would say like a feminist comic. No,
a little bit.
But she just doesn't want to do that mic.
She doesn't want to sit there till 8:30.
Oh, that's the thing.
Yeah,
I mean, that's rough.
Yeah, sitting through long mics can be brutal, man.
That mic is long.
That mic is.
Well, your Friday night mic from 8 to almost whenever.
It used to be like it would be like to like 2, like 1 in the morning.
You just put everybody up.
I used to put everybody up until they added the 11 o'clock mic, and I had to cut it off.
And me and Greg last.
I like the guys who run the 11 o'clock. I like Ben Katzner and Michael Walsh.
Ben Katzner did your show. He hosted the show. Yeah,
he's really seasoned.
Yeah.
Like when I watch Ben, because he came from the Midwest and he was getting a lot of stage time at clubs, and he's used to, which I'm not. He's used to being in front of real people. I'm used to making edgy comics laugh.
Right. Sure.
So when I watch Ben do a set, I'm like, shit, I'm never going to be that good. He's so fucking professional and seasoned. I wish I could be like that. I'm never going to be that guy.
Yeah, but you find your market, though.
Yeah, I know. I guess you always want to. Chris Rock said when he was coming up, he used to look at Ari Spears and Tommy Davidson, and he was like, "Oh, I wish I could do act outs." But who's the better comic?
I mean, who's a lot better? I mean, Chris Rock and a legend. Those two guys.
But he was jealous of him.
Yeah.
But I also think too, it's like there is a certain confidence. I feel like comics, once they start working and doing like audiences and crowds, that like as an open micer, you're just so hungry for that. Like you don't develop that confidence until you like really do.
But here's the thing, though, because I played a few shows now where it's like in front of a bunch of people, and like if you're settling on playing in front of a bunch of actual audience, that's not a good thing. Who cares? Like, don't worry. Like there's a guy who runs a show out here at a bar on Forest Avenue who puts us up in front of maybe 60 people, but none of them pay attention, and none of them are they're none paying attention. They're talking. It's a hell show.
Oh, that stinks. Yeah.
And if you're happy with like just going up in front of like actual people, it's like fuck that. You're better off going up at Creek.
I'd rather go up in front of 8. I'd rather go in front of 8 unattentive people who are just there to watch comedy than 60 people who are talking and because you're going to play to 8 anyway. You're going to play to 8 people in the front of the room that are listening.
As much as I hate a lot of comics, there's a nucleus of comics that I really like, and we're close and we're buddies. Like, there's a lot of people at the Creek that I like Nate Borgman and
I love Borgman.
Justin Oslander and Ernest before he
Solid guys.
Ernest before he quit. And,
also,
he
shot,
quit?
by the way, yeah, he quit. But also today's his birthday, so happy birthday, Ernest.
Ernest.
He doesn't listen.
There's like
Shit, I like the guy.
there's some comics that I really like, and even though I always break his balls, I like Jacob Lai.
Yeah, I like
I break his balls all the time, but because he's so easy.
Yeah.
But I really like those guys, and we have like a fraternity there.
Yeah, like Jacob Lai is a classic example of a guy who's like at Creek, and he's gonna like. I feel like that guy's gonna like make it someday, but it's just gonna take so long for right now. Because what is he? He's young.
He's a real
No,
job.
he's like my age, I think.
No, he's young.
Jacob Lai, he's like, I think
He's
like
young.
33.
He's
How old are you?
No, he's not 33. He's not 33.
I think he is actually. I
I think he's in late 20s.
I think he's late 20s.
No, I actually think he's. I think he's in his 30s.
I actually don't care.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I just think he's
This
one of these
conversation
guys.
about Jacob Lai, ironically, is just as uninteresting as he is.
Well, does he have like two gay fathers?
He's not even here, and I'm shitting on him. His father's gay.
Right, is it gay fathers?
Trans.
Whatever.
His father's trans. Oh,
Into the mic.
His father's now.
Not you, Byron.
his father is trans. I didn't know that.
Right now, Adam
must be
Suzanne is fucking right.
That's his mother.
All right.
Well, his father became a she.
You know, it was my idea to bring Mateo here, and I'm starting to regret it. He's, every time he talks, this fucking the energy goes down.
That's my shtick.
We know.
He came in here with this whole fucking scoop. Frank, people hate you. It turns out to be two fucking
Three
tricks.
people. I was like, save it for the air. If would I have known it was three people, we could have talked about it off air.
You want to know something funny? I'm a little heartbroken about the Ashley Hamilton thing. Because I swear to God, I always talk good about her. I tell everybody how much I like her. And not that way.
not
that way.
platonic.
In the Tom Delgado way. Tom Delgado, like a brother.
No, I had Mexican food with her once, me, her, and Rubino. I really like. I was like, this fucking girl's great. She's so fucking awesome. But
Right now, Adam Suzanne's very upset because the two of you guys are in that creek right now. That makes up half. his
Adam
mic.
fucking went against me last week.
Really?
Oh, yeah?
He does that.
Whoa.
He does that. He's a very nice guy. I
There
love
was
Adam.
a,
I love Adam.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
There was a guy at the mic, and I was a little drunk because he was giving out free beers.
Yeah.
So I had three tall boys at 4 o'clock with no food in my stomach. So I got a little buzzed, and I was having a fun set, and I ran the light, and the guy goes, "Buddy, it's time to get off."
Who's that?
Never saw the guy before.
He hangs in the pie box.
All right, so I looked at him. I go, "Who the fuck are you?" He goes, "You have to get off." I go, "But who are you?" So then Adam goes, "Frank, you are running late." I was like, "Oh shit!" Fucking threw me under the bus. So I kind of don't want to do his mic anymore.
When we did that bit, that rape or fuck bit, when Amanda Holstein called us out,
I was there for that
Oh, you were
shit.
there for that?
Actually-
Jack Stanley and Adam Suzanne were, I guess, co-hosting. And Stanley was not co-hosting. He was just playing like music and shit.
Yeah.
And when we did the bit, because when I do that mic, here's what I do. Here's what we do. We go up, we do a bit with Adam.
The first 45 seconds.
20 seconds. I do one bit. Frank's usually in the room. You chime in.
Right.
I do one more bit, and I get off stage. That's the whole...
Well, I thought we were going to talk about the lady in plaid.
Well, no, we're not talking about that. But don't jump ahead. But yeah, so with that Holstein girl, I did a bit called Rape or Fuck, and it's a whole thing. And Amanda Holstein got offended there in the
She said, "I'm Amanda Holstein."
Right. She was like, "I am Amanda Holstein. I'm offended," and all this shit. And when I turned around, I was like, "Well, why are you offended?" Adam Suzanne was like, "Come on, guys, it's time to go." Like that. Like,
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, like this.
Adam's a nice guy. I like
Adam's a
that.
nice guy. Never
He
like.
doesn't want to be on the wrong side of it.
Yeah, but like it's like Frank.
Question.
I said, finish your fucking joke. You could say whatever you want. Fuck this fucking guy.
He did actually say that. Conrad Roth was like, "The juice isn't worth the squeeze."
Did Emily Walsh in a few months ago? Like with the same bitch, you like Rape or Fuck. She got like screamed at during her set.
No, I haven't done the bit since then.
I hate when
It
people-
wasn't that good a bit.
That's why Megan Walsh, the comic.
Yeah, no,
The fat one?
Yeah, she's very nice and funny. You agree?
Megan Walsh?
Yeah, the chubby girl.
That's the girl that we did Creek with.
Oh, yeah, she's cool. She
Yeah.
I was on a mic with him. Remember
Like
when Dan Wicks had a mic in a pizzeria?
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, Evil Olive.
Yeah, so we were on it. I did a set. She did a set, and I did my misogyny stuff and it killed. And she got up and did her "I'm a chubby girl,"
Right.
And it was
Yeah.
really funny. So she got off the stage, and I never saw her before, so I went over to her. I was like, "You're really funny." I was running a show at the time. I was going to book her.
Yeah.
And she looked so upset. Like, she was like,
do
I
you-
told her she was funny, and she didn't have to tell me I was funny.
Yeah.
She wasn't polite or nothing. And then I sent her a Facebook request, and it took her a long time, but she accepted it. Then I saw her at the Creek, and I was saying Frances Ha is one of my favorite movies. And she goes, "I'm surprised you like that movie." I'm like, "Oh, why? I can't like a movie about a chick?" You know, like what do you think? I fucking women chained to my fucking boiler. You know what I mean? I do jokes.
It rubs the lotion on his skin, or else it gets the hose
People
again.
find out I'm vegetarian. They find out that I'm a big Sarah Silverman fan. They're like, "Ooh, that's shocking." Like, oh, they see me as a one-dimensional thing. It's unbelievable.
You know what I love about your name? Like, I know it's a fake name, but whatever. I'll get to it later.
It's a stage name.
Yeah, sorry. Terranova, by definition, means a multitude of like shape. Like Terranova is almost like the way it's described in the dictionary means a hurricane of theory.
No, it doesn't. It means new land.
I'm going off the Latin base, not the new base.
Where is he? This guy.
I'm gonna tell you, what are you referring?
You speak Italian, shouldn't you know that?
I said the Latin.
We gotta end part 1 there.
Yeah, an hour in.
Cut it. Tear it down.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Hear that? That's the sweet sound of Minute Maid slushies at McDonald's, turning up your summer with every sip, slurp, and ah.
Get a small sweet peach, blue raspberry, or fruit punch slushie for just $2. Or get any size soft drink for $1. Price and participation may vary. Limited time only. Cannot be combined with combo meal.
Let's consider the secret life of the innermost nesting doll. Living most of her life in the dark, inside the other nesting dolls, she has plenty of time to think, if she could. Sadly, she has no brain. However, when an innermost nesting doll hears that Geico not only saves people money, but also has been providing great service for over 75 years, she thinks it's obvious you should switch. Because yes, switching to Geico is a no-brainer. Pity the innermost nesting doll and her lot in life.